Welcome to TRN Podcast, episode 144. Today we're tackling a really important topic, something that's going to affect quite a few of you. The switch to digital passport photos for German ID cards and passports. Officially, it kicks in on May 1st, but, well, you know how these things go. The devil's often in the details.
Absolutely. And it's good we're looking into this now so you, our listeners, aren't caught off guard when you head down to the Bürgeramt, the citizen's office. It's about more than just a new photo format, really.
Exactly. So let's break it down. What is a digital passport photo, actually? Why is this change happening? And crucially, where can you even get these new photos? Plus, we need to talk about the current difficulties popping up in some regions, like in Saxony.
And we should definitely cover the transition rules that are in place now, because as reports from places like Leipzig, Zwickau, Dresden, and Chemnitz show, the rollout isn't exactly going smoothly everywhere. It's a bit patchy.
Right. So first things first, what exactly makes a passport photo digital in this context? Is it just like no more paper?
Pretty much the core idea, yeah. The photo itself still needs to meet those familiar biometric standards, 45 by 35 millimeters, facing forward, no head coverings unless for specific reasons, eyes and face clear. That part hasn't changed.
Okay, standard stuff.
But the big difference is, starting May 1st, you won't be handing over a physical photo strip anymore, or even a file on a USB stick for that matter.
Ah, so no more bringing photos with you. How does it work then? Do they take it there?
Well, you get the photo taken by what they call a certified provider. This could be directly at the Bürgeramt itself if they have the right equipment set up, which is a big if right now. Or you go to a certified photo studio, or even some DM drugstores are offering this service now. They take the picture, and then it gets uploaded directly to a secure government cloud.
A secure cloud, okay. And how does the official at the counter get access to my photo then?
Usually you'll be given something like a QR code or maybe some other kind of reference number. You give that to the clerk, and they can pull your photo directly from the cloud for your application. In some cases, the office might just take the photo right there on the spot.
Like a little photo booth session at the town hall?
Sort of, yeah. A bit more official, maybe.
Okay, sounds potentially more streamlined, maybe. But what's the real driving force behind this change? Why now?
The main reason given is security and improving image quality, apparently. By having the photo transferred directly from these certified spots, they want to prevent manipulation.
Manipulation like?
Specifically, something called morphing. That's where fraudsters digitally blend two or more faces into one photo, making it harder to verify identity. The idea is to stop multiple people potentially using the same ID. Only certified providers means more control.
I see. Morphing. That makes sense, I guess. Previously, anyone with a decent camera could technically make passport photos, so certification adds a layer of trust. But where exactly do I find these certified places?
Well, the first stop should be the Bürgeramt itself. But, and this is important, estimates suggest only about half of the offices nationwide will actually be ready with the equipment by May 1st.
Only half? Wow. What about the rest?
The plan is apparently to get the remaining machines delivered by August. But here's another thing. Local authorities, the Kommunen, aren't actually required to offer this photo service in-house.
So you absolutely need to check beforehand. You can't just assume they'll be able to take your photo.
Exactly. Don't get caught out. Always best to check their website or call ahead.
Okay, so if the local office doesn't have it, what are the alternatives?
You can look for certified photo studios. They should advertise it. Or you can just ask if they handle the new digital passport photo process.
Yeah.
And as mentioned, DM drugstores are also stepping in to offer this service.
Right, DM. Interesting. What about the cost? Is this going to be more expensive than the old paper photos?
If you get it done at the Bürgeramt, the fee is set at €6 per ID document. At a DM, it's currently listed at $5.95. And they're saying, at least initially, paper copies are included too.
Oh, that's not too bad. And photographers?
Photographers can set their own prices, naturally. But the Ring Photo Group, a large association of photo stores, has said they don't expect prices to go up just because of this new digital process. So hopefully, costs stay reasonable.
Seems fair enough, right? Yeah, seems generally acceptable. Now, which documents actually need this new digital photo? Is it everything?
It applies to the main ones: the national ID card, Personalausweis, the passport, Reisepass, and the electronic residence permit.
Elektronischer Aufenthaltstitel.
Okay, anything else? Good news, if you're getting or renewing your driver's license for now, digital photos are not required for those. You can still use the regular printed ones.
Ah, that's useful to know. A bit of relief there. But what if I, say, just got some paper passport photos taken recently? Are they useless for a new ID application after May 1st?
Not necessarily worthless straight away. You can still use paper photos for applications submitted up until April 30th.
Okay, clear cutoff.
But then, from May 1st until the end of July, there's a transition period with specific exceptions. Paper photos might still be accepted in certain cases.
Like what kind of cases?
For example, if you had the photo taken before May 1st, but only apply later. Or, crucially, if the specific Bürgeramt you go to simply doesn't have the digital equipment installed yet.
Ah, okay, so there is some flexibility built in, at least for a few months. That's reassuring. But you mentioned earlier things aren't running smoothly everywhere, particularly in Saxony. What's the situation there?
Yeah, the rollout seems a bit bumpy. Let's take Leipzig. According to the city, most of their citizen offices are prepared. But there are delays with equipment delivery for 2 smaller branch offices.
When will they be ready?
They're hoping to have the tech installed there by July. However, Leipzig also warns that staffing levels are tight, which could lead to occasional delays or longer waits, even if the equipment is there.
Right, so tech is one thing, having people to operate it is another. What about Zwickau?
In Zwickau, they apparently ordered the equipment early, but they're caught up in these nationwide delivery delays. It looks unlikely they'll be able to offer on-site digital photos from May 1st.
So what are people in Zwickau supposed to do?
The city is pointing towards that transition rule, the exception allowing paper photos until the end of July. They're strongly advising people to check the latest situation before heading in to apply for anything.
Definitely sounds like checking ahead is key. And Dresden? Similar story?
A bit similar, yes. In Dresden, several Bürgeramt locations are still waiting for the equipment. Only the ones in the Altstadt, Blazewitz, and Neustadt districts are expected to be ready initially.
And the others?
The gear is ordered, but there's no firm date yet for when all offices will be fully equipped. So again, Dresden will also accept paper photos under those clearly defined exceptional circumstances until the end of July.
Okay, so Dresden is also a mixed bag for now. What's the word from Chemnitz?
In Chemnitz, the main central citizens office, the one Amwal, is equipped with a digital photo terminal. More terminals are planned for other locations, but it sounds like a gradual rollout.
Any specific advice from Chemnitz?
Yeah, they're reminding everyone to check the expiry date on their current IDs, especially before the summer holidays. You can't extend these documents, so if it's expiring soon, you'll need a new one, potentially requiring a digital photo once the tech is widely available there.
And I think we heard similar discussions about delays in places like Weimarland, too. It really seems like a nationwide issue, these delivery problems.
Absolutely. It highlights just how varied the situation is on the ground. The federal government is providing the technology to the local authorities for free, which sounds great in principle.
Yeah, free tech sounds good.
But these supply chain issues seem to be throwing a wrench in the works and making the whole transition much more complicated than perhaps originally envisioned.
It really does. So people need to navigate this carefully for the next few months.
So yeah, what we're seeing is that the switch to digital passport photos, it's more complex than it might first appear. It's definitely a step towards greater security, no doubt, but the actual implementation, that's proving challenging for quite a few local authorities, and that in turn affects you when you need a new document.
So the key takeaway for everyone listening is stay informed. Check your ID's validity well in advance, especially with travel plans. And definitely check with your local Bürgeramt about their current status regarding digital photos before you go. This transition period clearly requires a bit more attention from all of us.
And maybe something to think about longer term. What does this kind of centralization of photo creation mean? Moving away from distributed options like any photo booth or studio to just certified points or the government office itself. What are the implications for convenience, for data privacy down the line? That's a question that probably deserves more thought.
That's a really interesting point to leave people with. Lots to consider. Well, thank you for listening, and join us next time on TRN.